Corner of Indranagar, Bengaluru, a mother's search for the right place for her son turned into something much bigger. A home, a school for children on the autism spectrum to be seen for their strengths and not just their diagnosis. This is the story of Colors Center for Learning, nearly a decade of art, academics, music, and quite persistent belief that every child can go forward at their own space for as long as it takes. Today, we sit down with its founder, Bela Joshi ma'am, to talk about that journey, the struggles, the breakthroughs, and what is next as Color steps into a new chapter with the support of the TAL leaders community. Welcome, Bela ji.
Thank you, Anu, for the intro. I'll just say before you start the interview, yes, meeting
Yes, ma'am.
you in Bangalore some time back was quite a big help coming our way. So thanks for that.
We are always glad to support such organizations who are creating impact at a much, much larger scale. And when it comes to children who are going through autism or any kind of physical or a mental health challenge, yes, supporting them has a larger impact on the society. And we are always glad to do it, ma'am. So thank you so much for coming for this interview. And let me ask you the first question. So, Bella ma'am, what sparked the idea behind creating colors? Was there a single moment or did it build up over time?
As you mentioned, I am mother of an autistic child, and my journey with my son, who is 27 now,
Okay.
was not easy. He was a gifted kid. He could start
Mm-hmm.
reading at 18 months. That's when we discovered. And yeah, he could count in thousands at that age and physically very good, but yet having symptoms of autism. So my journey started there with him. And
Okay.
yes, so when he went to the nursery class, he already knew ABCD. So teachers at that time couldn't understand what they are experiencing because he could read whole books that time, yet he was struggling with his social behavior and communication. So it became a very tumultuous journey, me standing up for him whenever the teacher will not be kind to him. Like when I say not kind, normally in the autism sector, it means they might get locked out, locked in a
Okay.
room, get threatened verbally. So
Mm-hmm.
those kind of instances kept repeating. And as a mother, it was difficult to take that even if my child is autistic, I don't want him to be ill treated. And it has
Right.
got nothing to do with the strata of the society. Whether I was poor or rich, my child should have had the respect which he deserved. But that was not forthcoming in mm, like all the institutes that I visited that time. And ultimately, when he was 17 years old, he got thrown out of an institute that time for no fault of his. Basically, they wanted a big donation from
Okay.
us parents, which we didn't agree to give because it was coming as a blackmail. And
Okay.
yeah, so he got thrown out of that institute. So when he got thrown out of the institute at 17 years, so that is where I hit, as a mother, I hit the rock bottom because this is one place he had settled down. They were doing studies through computers, which is his very strong point. He's a born programmer. Like he could instinctively, looking at the machine, could pick up how to operate it. And that was very amazing
Wow.
for me because I have a daughter who's older and I had to teach her things, how to do things.
Okay.
So when Sachin started doing on his own, yeah, it was amazing. And we kept it like that. He does something good and didn't have to justify too much about his behavior. But the help didn't come through. And then when he got thrown out at that point, me and my husband decided we'll start something, just a small place which will give dignity, respect, and love to autistic individuals and we will keep it simple. Like we just started with the art and computers to start with. Yeah. So
Okay.
it was not one moment or sudden overnight decision. It was a culmination of at least 17 years of journey, which we were doing with Sachin, and we were not finding the right respect and love and
Right.
consideration for him.
That's really amazing because when we have the first-hand experience of how a child with autism spectrum is being treated, we also know how a child has to be treated. And I think
Correct.
that has become a very strong foundation behind colors, I believe.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
been very good insight actually. Those
Yeah.
17 years has been very good insight of what not to do in this journey.
Exactly, exactly. As you mentioned that when Sachin was thrown out of the school at the age of 17 years, that rejection, a small, a breakthrough. I think that is what made you say, I have to build this myself, right?
Yes, but not that I was ready to do it. That time I
Mm-hmm.
was say, okay, now I'll help my son. And we said, okay, if you're going to help, then let's open up and try to help more people in a simple way. Like I said before, we were not aiming for this big journey or a big
Mm.
institute that Colors is now. We started with
Right.
a very small dream of just creating a safe space for autistic individuals.
So,
Yeah.
what did the first few months of colors actually look like, ma'am? Like, who was in the room, and what did you have to figure out? With no previous book, like where you, if somebody has done it and you have everything right, so you can just go through it and do it. But this is something you had started by your own. So, how did the first few months look like?
First few months were very tough because I didn't want, like you said, do the same thing what was done before. So I was quite sure of what not to do at that point. So it
Mm.
was not easy because,
Right.
like you were just going against the tide, not trying to bring in teachers who are not understanding what autism is, or trying to connect with the therapist or uh, occupational therapist or speech therapist, which
Hmm.
it's, already I had gone through so many of them without my son improving much. So
Okay.
when we started these colors, I just had a gut feeling how to do it as a mother.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
we took up a place first in a government setup, Bangalore, because
Okay.
that came cheap and I didn't have to put
Mm-hmm.
in much money to start that particular place. Yeah. So the problem was for good 2, 3 months, Sachin was alone in that institute, but we will do
Okay.
everything in a disciplined manner with him. Then one more mother whom I knew agreed to put her daughter in the school. That is
Okay.
where our journey started. Then one became two, two became four. So I think by the end of first year, maybe we were just two only. If
Okay.
you see our photo of first annual day, there are just two
Yes.
students. But in
Wow.
colors, we had decided right in the beginning whether we work for one student or 10 student, we will do everything the way it should be done. So the annual day also got created properly. We created a stage, we trained them, and it went as a scheduled annual day. So
Mm-hmm.
they both enjoyed, we enjoyed, and they also learned through that annual day. So yeah, our first year went like that with just two students. In this first year, when we were just working with two students, we understood quite a few practical things on how to deal with
Yes.
situations, how to deal with the certain conditions that can crop up. So that was the foundation stone of colors that first year, which went slow, and it was
Yeah.
kind of difficult to fathom where are we going? Are we doing right? That's the biggest doubt you have in yourself
True.
when you are not following the
Yeah.
tide. That are you doing right? Or you are doing something extremely stupid and silly and trying to prove that you are right. Yeah, I had lots of those doubts, but the only
Mm.
thing that kept me grounded and firm on the ground was that basic thing. through principle through which we were working, that give respect to an autistic kid, give them love and respect, and
Yep.
start skilling them. That
Mm.
started working well with those two kids. So we stuck to our thinking, our way of working. And yeah, so initially we started with computer, then we added art. Third came was sports. So all the things that came in colors one by one had a reason to be added. So computer normally is a very strong, or technology is a very strong point in autism.
Right.
So we started with that point. Sometimes God sends you good people also on this journey, like you have come, Anu, like that. We had some breakthroughs in our
Thank
first year
you.
also, when some lady came
Okay.
with good knowledge and
Mm-hmm.
started helping us on how to go forward with the organizational aspect of the colors. So yes,
That's
we did
amazing.
get help from few people on the journey. Like we had put an ad and we could find her, and she came and she
Okay.
joined colors. The colors that time was so down, like not on the earth
Okay.
also. Like it was
Okay.
just two bare rooms with one
Okay.
computer and one
Mm-hmm.
table, and
Mm-hmm.
she came and she helped us. See, normally when you're beginning with such frugal means, people don't like to come and join you. Now I
True.
am good because I have a good like
Team.
story to tell of
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
11
Of
years.
course.
She
Of course.
came.
Of course.
I am always thankful to her. I thank her whenever I think of it, that she came
Mm-hmm.
and she helped us in initial years of colors. Yes. So that was really good for us.
Your site, your website talks about age is no bar. Okay. So why is that such a radical idea in how India typically treats autism intervention?
So why age is no bar is really radical, Anu, because
Mm.
most of the organizations stop skilling or teaching autistic individuals by the time they turn 14. Max goes
Okay.
to 17 normally. When the child is stopped at 14 or 17, the parents are already going into their senior age. And
Yes.
now the child is also sitting at home. So, what will the parent do with that
True.
individual, his
True.
parent? So, because once you tell them to sit at home, behaviors will come back if they are not properly engaged in autism.
Absolutely.
Behaviors can come back. They have to be engaged whether at home or in institute. So,
Mm.
this is a very difficult part of life. So when we started colors, we decided day one only ki there is no upper age limit.
Okay.
So because of that reason, and colors keeps killing the child till the guardian agrees to it, nothing to do with age. And
Okay.
yeah, and we start teaching them livelihood options also. So there is no upper age limit. A few institute that I was saying do employ them maybe after 17. Could be,
Hmm.
like cutting vegetables or
Right.
making a paper packet. Mostly monotonous, these kind
Yeah.
of low end kind of jobs. What we found in
Yes.
autism, their brain works very well and they are very intelligent. So at Colors, we try to find different ways and means to
Hmm.
make exploit that particular strong point in them and give them
Yes.
good livelihood option. That's what
Yes,
we are.
absolutely. Instead of just sticking papers or making paper bags, they might be having some extraordinary skill, right?
Yeah,
Like
like
how
what?
Sachin was a born programmer. Like they must be
Uh,
having some no amazing skill. So no, it's wonderful that Colors is identifying that
our
skill and
second
giving them
student,
a
yeah.
livelihood. Yeah,
Yeah, our
yeah.
second student was a genius. Like she's a born genius in art. We
Wonderful.
get
Wow.
amazed by her. Without
Okay,
any training, she came with very good art skills.
that's
So,
wonderful.
yeah. So that is what you have to just help them to go in the right direction. Yeah.
True, ma'am, true. And somebody with your experience and that thought process, I'm sure, can definitely, guide the students as well. So, ma'am, walk us through a typical day at Colors, like art, academics, computers, sports, music, movement therapy, Lego therapy, because these are the things I saw, with my own eyes when I visited Colors. So why this specific mix and not a purely clinical or an academic model?
So first thing, the every day at Colors is a happy day. Like it goes without
Okay.
saying. The moment students enter and the teachers are coming in,
Mm-hmm.
there's a very strong thought that is given to the teacher. Ki these kids are not handicapped. They are just uh, kids needing some extra help. That
Support.
is
Yeah.
the that is the way teachers handle them. So the
Okay.
thought is not there that they are in a disability place, or
Mm.
the child has any issue for which they need to think of the child as something having lesser intelligence or lesser
Yes.
ability. We just say, ki, okay, they need extra help. So we work from that point. So
Okay.
that is how the whole day at Colors is goes. The Colors Day is just like any other normal school, because we
Okay.
have kids coming in from 4 year onward. We
Oh.
try, if possible, if that 4 year old kid can go back to a bigger inclusive school
Mm.
after 1 or 1.5 year of training. So our
Okay.
school runs like a normal school. The bell rings, the teacher will
Okay.
change. So we have a morning prayer when they come in. There is a
Mm-hmm.
morning prayer. Then either it will be yoga session or dance session or movement therapy session. So that happens. Then we have sports in between. And we have a brunch time, which is very critical as pertaining to autism, because that is one of the group activities that happen where they
Okay.
all sit together and they learn from each other to eat the correct food. Like
Okay.
in my case, Sachin didn't eat banana till 25 years of age. And now
Okay.
he eats two bananas easily. So, but it took him that much time to keep looking at
Yes.
his friends or peers eating banana, and then one day he decided he'll eat banana. So,
Okay.
this circle, that brunch circle that we form, is also to teach them how to eat, how to sit with other
Mm.
people quietly and try to eat good food. So all that talk goes on in that brunch time with each teacher and student sitting there. It's also a
Okay.
place where we cut our cakes for all birthday celebrations.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, we allow only one celebration, that is cutting of cake. So that takes
Okay.
place in brunch
Okay,
time.
ma'am.
So, and other things that happens are art, music, like I said, dance, drama, and sports happen every day. In the sports, so what is unique about all this, or any particular day in Colors, is we run class for, let's say, 5.5 hours from morning, starting
Mm-hmm.
from 9:30. So most of these organizations, for their speech therapy and occupational therapy, they have designated time, like 45
Time.
minutes
Okay.
speech therapy class. Uh, so what we thought over lots of things as we were developing our own program
Mm-hmm.
called DBT. We found that if we give only 45 minutes speech therapy or focus therapy to a child, they are not improving actually.
Okay.
So we inculcated this whole philosophy from 9:30 to 1:50 program that we run in Colors.
Okay.
So speech
Okay.
therapy is not done for 45 minutes. It is done by each and every teacher throughout the day
Throughout
with
that.
the,
Okay.
yeah, with the
Great.
child. So it's the child gets exposed at least to 5 to 6 teachers in a day for different activities. Child will start understanding speech in context,
Okay. Okay.
how to communicate with other people.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one thing that goes in Colors throughout the day. Same thing with OT. Occupational
Okay.
therapy will concentrate on, let's say, on fine motor skill and gross motor skills. We do that also throughout the day. Sports is one class, then art is one class, then we do STEM, that is another class.
Mm-hmm.
Computer is one more class where skills get developed on keyboard and using mouse.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, and we also have special ed where we teach English and maths as the core subjects.
Okay.
So that effort keeps going on throughout the day. It's not only 45 minutes kind of
Mm-hmm.
session. So the difference
Right.
what we found, Anu, when we have approached the whole autism training in this manner, where the input goes up so much compared to what the other organizations are doing. The results are achieved much faster than other
Sure.
places.
Moving on to our next question, ma'am. How central is the family's involvement to a child's progress here? And what happens when a family isn't ready to engage?
So normally parents come for admission to colors. We do mention that we will like you to be involved in the day-to-day working of the student. Why is it so? Because one is, an autistic kid cannot tell in their own words at times what is their issue. If some behavior is coming, why that behavior is coming. Is it particular only to school, or is it there at home also? So all these information has to come through parents. And sometimes, the problem may not be only with the autistic individual or the student who has come to our center. It could be that parent approach to the child may not be correct, because so many of the parents act out of fear or guilt, okay, I didn't do this, or maybe I did this. That's why my kid has become
Child
like
is
this.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and lots of it comes from therapists and doctors. This story comes from therapists and
Okay.
doctors. So they, by the time they might have come to colors, they are already through that journey, and they are so scared. And sometimes they indulge in a behavior which is not correct. Let's say, like a 12 or 13-year-old boy coming with a father and sitting on father's lap. So what makes the father do that act? Because as a father, normally discipline is the first thing you give to a child.
Yes.
Like, even a mother will not allow a 13-year-old to sit on the lap.
Mm, mm,
When asked, the father just said, "No, I didn't think much about it." But obviously, he was trying to compensate somewhere for
right.
his child being autistic. So that is why parents are an important part, because we had to counsel the parent not to do this behavior. So the reason has to be given. See, because once a child is used to sitting on somebody's lap, the kid tried to sit on all teachers' lap in colors, and they are all
Yes.
females. So he had to be taught that you are growing up now, you cannot sit on teacher's lap. So
Yeah.
parents also had to be explained this point, and
Mm-hmm.
they have to agree with us to correct it at home also, because just
Yes.
correcting in colors will not help. So that's why parents' participation is quite important in our way of working. Because
Okay.
as such, in autism, you have to work hand in hand with parents. It's we
Yes.
tell them, okay, we are just there for 5 hours with the kid. Rest of the time you are there, so you have
Yes.
to follow the same way of working. We can discuss and come to a common ground. Ki this is how it should be
Mm,
done.
mm,
But yes, parent has to be there. Sometimes parents are working and they cannot be there, like so much with colors. So then we
yeah.
try to find a way in their working, in their working schedule, through a
Right.
call or through Zoom connection or whatever, so that we can keep in touch with parent and help the child. The basic thing is that we have to help the child to grow and improve. So that is why it's
Absolutely.
important. Yeah,
Yeah. That's amazing, ma'am. Because parents are the, no, they are the first point of contact for the child, and
correct.
then comes the external therapist, doctors, or
Yeah,
whoever.
yeah.
So if the parent is also taught how to handle the child, then the journey becomes a bit, I won't say easy. It
Faster.
becomes, yeah, faster.
It
Healing
becomes
can happen
faster. They
faster.
can
Yeah,
change faster. Yeah, that's
absolutely,
correct.
ma'am.
So, Anu, there are lots of events and uh, field trips we do in colors to help our
Okay,
children outgrow some social behavior which they are lacking.
okay.
One of them could be confidence. So, to build their
Mm,
confidence, we do main events are annual day and sports day. They are done in a very grand manner, and we celebrate it a lot. Yeah. So, annual day is a time when they are trained for 1.5 months in sports, music, yoga, dance, drama, music also. Yeah.
okay,
So, actually, they are being trained for all these activities throughout the year. So
okay.
each class that they have for music, they will sing in a proper way. They are being
Mm.
trained. In the end, we do it in April. So in mid-February, we start with half-day training, and March is full day. Two times they have to rehearse the annual day before they go home.
Okay.
And it is
Okay.
done in a very friendly way. Like it is in the you cannot push autistic kids beyond a point. You have to be nice to them, you have to be their friends, and yet you have to make them do work so that the discipline point that you have to build into them
Yep.
gets done in a very playful manner. They
Mm-hmm.
should not feel the burden of doing annual day. So that is our DBT approach that we adopt in this annual day also. It
Okay.
is done and they get trained. And this year they performed also almost for 1 hour, 20 minutes. They were on the stage and it was very enjoyable, the whole program, where they are continuously coming and going and doing different activities. Like it will start with music, then no, it starts with sports,
Okay.
march past, then music, then dance, drama. Like that, it goes on for 1.5 hours almost. And they were happy and we were happy. So the main point is not me or we being happy. The main point was they were very happy performing
Yeah.
it. And they are
Yes.
encouraged a lot throughout the program. And they can also feel that we are on stage and we are performing. So that
Yes.
gives them a
Yes.
very big boost to, go forward in life and do more.
Yes.
Yet at times we don't think that they are registering what they are doing or what is coming to them. But that is not true.
Okay.
They do
Yep.
register that they are
Yes.
on stage and they are doing an activity. And the other point that is important when we do annual day is uh, parents get to see what their children are capable of doing on the stage. So
Yes.
it's a very encouraging point for parents also. They get hope कि, okay, these kids can go forward and do much more in life. So that is
Absolutely.
what
Absolutely.
we achieve with our annual day. Yeah, and the puppet show that happened in this annual day was we created a story. I think it was some 5 or 6 friends who are meeting
Okay.
after a long time. They were in college, then they left, and
Okay.
what they have become
Okay.
now. So one has gone into army, the other has become doctor, one has started a
Okay. Okay.
cafe. So all that
Mhm.
story build up happened in that puppet show which we used, which our kids enacted with. I think it's
Okay.
more of a visual show that happened. So I'm just trying to put in words what the
Yes.
story
Yes.
was there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's an amazing thing, ma'am, because as you rightly said, it gives the children a confidence of like, yeah, I can talk in front of people. It impacts the social behavior to a great
correct.
extent, so that
Yeah,
the
right.
fear doesn't come inside. So, ma'am, tell us about Tanisha's journey. What changed for her, and what would you say to her mother if she was sitting here right now?
I'll just say we are proud of Tanisha. She
Uh,
achieved a lot. She achieved a lot when she was with us. She came like autism, everybody comes with certain behaviors. And
yes.
yeah, her mother and me worked together. Colors
Mhm.
staff worked with her, and we could bring a good change in her behavior. And the
Okay.
other thing that we worked with, she's a born artist actually. But
Okay.
yeah, she had, because she was learning on her own, like how Sachin learns computer on his own.
Mhm.
There could be some gaps which we don't know or understand what gaps are there. So with Tanisha, we start from the scratch just to give her that gaps knowledge. And why
Okay.
it was important that she came to colors initially was because of the help she got in colors, she could sit down and start learning. So that became
Okay.
the critical point. She could have gone anywhere. She's very good in
Yes.
art and learned.
Okay.
But when help is required, whether for communication or behavior, colors was a
Yes.
good point, and we have good art people also.
Yes.
So yeah, it really helped her to move forward in life, and
That's
yeah,
amazing, ma'am. That's wonderful,
yes,
ma'am.
yeah.
So Sachin now works with code, right? Scratch graphics. So what did it take to get him from where he started to where he is today?
So when Sachin started with colors to what he was to what he is now, his communication has improved a lot. So that whatever he goes through in colors on a given day
Mhm.
is helping him a lot to change himself, to achieve more in communication. And plus, art was something he was doing in a very abstract manner, like pick up brush and splash all over the place. So,
Mhm.
art journey started from day one of colors for him because he was the first student for
For
us.
student, yeah.
Yeah. So when I started art with him, there was a big Mickey Mouse face that was given to him. I remember it clearly with
Mhm.
a red crayon. He couldn't color it within the boundaries. It kept going up.
Boundaries, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
But uh, now he knows how to paint, how to color. He's making beautiful paintings
yeah.
nowadays. And that
I
he's
saw
doing,
them. I
yeah,
saw them in the center.
yeah, in on big canvas. Nowadays, he
Yes.
can stand for 1 hour in a go and keep painting. So from the day
Okay.
where he could not color a Mickey Mouse face to point where he's achieving great heights, I have no hesitation to use these words. He is creating very good paintings by any standards. So the point is, Sachin didn't come to colors as an art genius. He was more into
Yes.
computers, but
Yes.
he could achieve it. Now it's 11
Okay.
years. It has been a continuous journey for him to learn. And art is such a like skill that doesn't develop in 1 year or 2 years. It's not like computer programming also. It takes its own journey to do it. So Sachin has done that journey and he has achieved it. So same thing is happening to other students in colors. They keep improving every day. So that
Okay.
is what autism is for us. You can make them do good art also, and they will keep
Wonderful.
surprising you. That is one more place where I get surprised suddenly when I walk into a class and look at a student doing something,
Mhm.
and it'll be, oh wow, this thing is so good. That is what comes
Okay.
out of the mouth. So yeah,
Yeah.
they that is another surprise I get in a given day. Yes.
What's a moment in nearly a decade of this work that you would call your proudest? Like not the biggest, but the one that always stays with you.
I think my proudest moments has been when these people from different walks of life came by themselves into colors and recognized our efforts. They were not some big ministers or
Okay.
uh, anybody else. Like there have been a handful of people who have helped colors for no reason. Like there were no
Okay.
that they were getting anything out of us. So one
Yes.
was like I
Yes.
said, this lady, though she came as an
Yeah.
employee, but she was highly qualified to be in
Okay.
colors at that moment.
Okay.
But she came in to be a part of this journey. And then there was one person, a photographer, who came in and who helped us because colors was started in a very light note. He motivated us to rebrand ourselves so that
Right.
the work that we are doing get conveyed by a rebranding.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, like I told you, this graduate from NIFT who persuaded us to
Mhm.
start embroidery class.
Embroidery classes.
Yeah. So there have been quite a few people like these when they walked in and they showed trust in colors and they helped us to grow. All of them helped us to grow. And this helped us to go ahead in a more comprehensive manner,
Exactly.
to start thinking more seriously about what we are doing. All this happened side by side, the whole journey of
Okay.
people coming in and us finding, and somebody, one more like person told us to get our logo registered with colors name.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
so these are not the things we were thinking, but
Of course.
these are the proud moments in the sense that, okay, they made us feel proud, that, okay, we are worth it to do all this. Uh,
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely.
yeah, so I will not say that running a race and winning a prize is the most proudest moment of this journey,
Mhm.
but in between, whenever you are having a slight doubt and when people come in and say "Ki, yeah, you're doing good, let's go ahead and do this also." So that makes you feel "Ki, okay, you have done good, So
Absolutely.
yes,
Yeah.
let's. So I will just take it as let's be happy about it and do something more. So like
More.
you walking
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
we making the connect with the tall leaders
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
another such moment. It's these critical moments that make us feel proud of our journey. Okay, you are showing trust and faith in us. Let's do something more and take it forward and make it better. That is how it affects us. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Wonderful, ma'am. So let us go into, no, since you mentioned TAL leaders, my question next is, tell us how the connection with TAL leaders began and how it has progressed till now.
This is very amazing, actually. I just got added to one WhatsApp group,
Okay.
and your posting was there for connecting with their leaders, and one of my colleagues reached out to you, and then we had a talk, and you came over. This was amazing. This is another that connecting with their leaders. The whole process has been like magical for me. Because normally when I
Okay.
look at a WhatsApp message and I apply for funding and all, yeah, sometimes it happens. They might call or they may not call. It's not very positive
Mm-hmm.
approach, these WhatsApp messages. But I'm
Okay.
very glad when your message came in that group and we connected. It has gone such a long way and it has helped us a lot. Yes, that I have achieved something in colors like this right now. But yeah, when I look forward with your association, I think we can go a long way and achieve a lot more. That is
Absolutely, ma'am.
my take on it. Yes.
Wonderful, ma'am. And I'm sure our TAL leader, Mr. Satyartha Mishra, has had a meeting with you, and I'm sure his collaboration with you will definitely help colors to go create more impact. That's what I
I
believe, ma'am.
think all of you are very kind and encouraging, Anu. So
Thank you.
whether it's you or it's Berry or it's Satya, you all are very good. He came and he's with us, and we are having interactions to understand how he can help us going forward. And
Wonderful,
it's
ma'am.
a very new this thing happening, bonding happening right now. So it's
Right.
going on very nicely. Yeah, we are.
I think colors is going one more step ahead, I believe.
Yeah, sure. Getting input from somebody who is much more experienced in worldly
Yes.
sense is a
Yes.
very big deal for us right now. Yeah,
Wonderful,
because
ma'am.
yeah, we needed that help. So we
Yes.
are very thankful for that leaders for that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Uh,
and
so, ma'am, a style leaders network like the mentors, CXOs, board expertise can unlock one thing for colors in the next 2 to 3 years. What would you want it to be?
right now, I am looking for funding because we have
Okay.
done our job. We know what to do, how to do. Like when
Okay.
you came,
Okay.
you might have seen us
Yes.
being already there and achieved lots of things. Funding is one thing because only now, if we have more funds, that
Mm.
will stabilize our institute in the long
Yeah.
run. Also, we have lots of programs in pipeline to help
Okay.
our students in a better way, which we were discussing with Satyat also. So all
Okay.
that can be done. We are already looking at one program, uh,
Okay, ma'am.
and
Wonderful.
yeah, but yes, all this requires funding because we are quite in know-how of how to do certain things for autistic individuals by now,
Mm-hmm.
and especially as they are going, give them a good livelihood option.
Okay.
So all that we need to achieve, we need to have lots of funding. So funding
Um,
is one thing in next 2 to 3 years, and the guidance of these mentors that are there, I'm
mm.
sure they know how to take us forward, and
Yes. Yes.
not
Yes.
to do yeah, because we are a social sector organization, so it helps to get their input also on how to go forward.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
definitely know. I'm sure that with this right mentorship and the right support, what you aim for will definitely happen. So,
yes,
where do
yes.
you see colors in the next 5 years, ma'am? Same depth, more scale, or something else entirely?
If I have to see colors in next 5 years, I will like to take it more to places and talk about autism
Okay.
and make people understand more about autism and why is it important to give right input to autistic kids so that they can achieve their potential and not lock them behind the doors. This is one very, very strong message I want to convey through colors in next 5 years because we have achieved it now in last
Mm,
11
mm,
years.
mm.
And when I
Yes.
talk or anybody from my organization talk, they know what we are achieving. And we should give that right input to all autistic individuals out there in the world and tell the
True,
parents that
ma'am.
they are capable of achieving good heights. So this is what I will like color to achieve in next 5 years. That
Wonderful,
is
ma'am.
my point here.
So, if you want to finish this sentence in one line, colors exist because.
Color exists because or colors is for both ways. I will like to
Yes,
finish this sentence.
sure.
So colors is for autism. We are totally for autism because that is required in world right now with the prevalence being 1 in 30 almost. And color exists because we can to achieve that or we have
Wonderful.
already achieved that target in last 11 years of how to make autistic individuals more capable, confident, and more skilled to live a dignified, respected, and loving
Yes,
life and making their families happy. That is why color exists, to make families happy,
that's
autistic
an
families
amazing thought, ma'am.
happy. That is what I
Yes.
want. Yeah. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful, ma'am. And we are so happy as TAL leaders. We are proud to walk alongside this journey, ma'am, and even prouder that one of our own has stepped forward to help take it further. So, what Bela ma'am and her team have built at Colors is a reminder that impact doesn't always start with a plan, but sometimes it starts with a parent refusing to give up. So, if this story moved you, we would love for you to be a part of what comes next. Reach out, support, or simply share this with someone who needs to see it. This is TAL Leaders, connecting leadership with purpose, one story at a time. And thank you, Vela ma'am, for being a part of this interview today. And we are very glad to have connected with you. And we are looking forward to see how Colors grows in the next 2, 3, 5 years. And we'll be cheering for you.
Thank you so much, Anu. And thanks to TAL leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.